Another big story this week was National Hockey League President Clarence Campbell cracking down on players leaving benches to join brawls on the ice. The Canadian press had the details of Campbell's latest rounds of actions against players engaging in what he wants to be prohibited activity. Campbell levied a total of $7,000 in fines against players from 4 NHL teams who left their benches during 2 games to join on-ice melees. In addition, Campbell assessed center Walt McKechnie of the North Stars $250 for an incident in which he attempted to accost a referee after receiving a penalty. Just prior to Christmas, Campbell handed out a total of 15,850 fines for similar incidents. The first incident dealt with was one between the Toronto Maple Leafs and Philadelphia Flyers in a game at Maple Leaf Gardens on Boxing Day, December 26. The second occurred the following night between the Rangers and the St. Louis Blues in Madison Square Garden before a very appreciative crowd who seemed to enjoy the fisticuffs. In that first Donnybrook, 14 Philadelphia players each paid an automatic $100 fine for leaving their bench to join the fight. 12 Toronto players paid $200 each because it was the second such occurrence by the Leafs in less than 3 weeks. Repeat offenders. We'll hear that phrase a lot more in the NHL over the coming decades. In addition, for this fracas, Philadelphia goalie Bernie Parent was assessed $100 for leaving his crease to join the Boxing Day festivities. The Toronto outbreak occurred as Brian Spencer of the Leafs and Bob Kelly of the Flyers were moving toward their own benches for a routine player change before a face-off. Less than 2 minutes were left in the game when this happened. The pair collided, dropped the gloves, and began swinging. Campbell said in a statement, both benches immediately emptied and all the players began fighting. What really exacerbated the situation was that after Spencer and Kelly were separated and the officials were escorting them to their respective benches, Spencer suddenly, without warning, punched another Philadelphia player, and this started the brawl all over again, and it took 10 minutes to clear it up and get play resumed. Spencer then was given an extra $100 fine for his failure to go to the penalty box, and of course the $50 that he is automatically nicked for because of the 10-minute misconduct. The Rangers-Flyers brawl occurred immediately following a Ranger goal when a fight erupted between Bob Plager of the Blues and Ted Irvin of the Rangers. The fight was broken up by the officials, but in the feuding pair, and it was joined all of a sudden by Billy Plager, Bob's brother, who'd been given a misconduct penalty, and they took their place on the penalty bench. Just before play resumed, the third Plager brother with the Blues, that's Barclay Plager, skated past and shouted some sort of remark at Ted Irvin. Irvin got up and returned the insults, whatever they were, and indicated he was ready to leave the penalty box, but to his credit, Ted stayed in the bench. Without further provocation, both players' benches just emptied, but all the players just sort of stood around without a blow being struck. Meanwhile, Bill Plager left the penalty box to enter the general milling around that was going on. As a result, 13 New York players were fined $100 each for leaving the players' bench, and the same number of Blues paid a similar price. Bill Plager, who left the penalty box, was fined $150, and teammate Billy Sutherland, usually a placid sort of player, was hit for 2 $100 incidents when it was discovered he had left the bench to enter the fight for the second time during the same period. With all this money lately going to the NHL and fines, you might wonder where it goes. Well, the fines are deducted from the players' salaries and then remitted to the National Hockey League Players Emergency Fund.